Hello everyone, welcome to Java Expert. In today's video, we will discuss about Spring Data JPA. So what is Spring Data JPA? It is a Java Persistence API. It is a specification, right? There are many ORM frameworks which is implementing Spring Data JPA, like Hibernate, MyParties, iParties. So those are the few ORM framework which is implementing JPA, right? So JPA means only the specification, whereas it will be implemented by the ORM frameworks. So why we need JPA? This is to decouple our application from the ORM frameworks basically, right? Suppose in traditional way, if you are using MyParties in your application and you want to migrate to Hibernate, so what we have to do? So we have to analyze the new framework and we have to do a lot of code changes and a lot of effort will be required to migrate from one framework into another framework. So whereas if you are using JPA, in this case, JPA is only a specification. So if you want to migrate from one framework onto another ORM framework, we have to only use the right libraries, ORM libraries. That's it. That's very easy for to migrate from one ORM framework into another ORM framework. Apart from that, it is reducing the lot of coding effort. See, I tell you how it is. Spring Data JPA aims to significantly improve the implementation of data access layers by reducing effort to the amount that's actually required. So this is from the JPA documentation. The developer, you have to write only the repository interfaces, not even give any implementation. You want to write only the interfaces, including the custom functional methods. If you want any custom retrieval method or get methods, so those are also we have to just mention in the interfaces. That's it. And Spring will provide the implementation automatically. So that's the beauty of JPA. We don't need to provide any implementation for any of the methods. Spring will take care of everything for us, right? So this is a very basic intro about what is Spring Data JPA. Now we quickly create one small application and demonstrate how Spring Data JPA works. Let's get started. Now we'll create one Spring Boot application. I'm going to Spring Starter project. We'll create Spring JPA demo project. Just fill these details. Demo. So for this we need Spring Web and S2 database. So we are going to use some in-memory database, S2 database, just to demonstrate how it works. Okay, we are not going to use an actual a permanent database. We are going to use S2 database. This comes as part of Spring framework. Spring Boot itself. Finish. So let's wait for some time to create our project. Yes, our project is ready now. Now we'll do few configurations and few classes and our JPA project will be ready. So first we'll just create the structure, create the package, demo, controller, demo dot service, demo dot get, and we need one more entity. So first we have to will create one model, that's an entity class. So that's we just consider we are going to create for employee. So we are going to create employee model. So here we'll create emp name is create headers and setters. Now what we have to do is here we have to mention. So this class will be represented as a table, right? So this is what the table you are going to create. So whatever the entity you are going to create, so the same entity same entity will be created as a table in the database, right? So for this, what you have to mention is here, you have to mention this is an entity. Okay, so before that I missed one thing. We have added history database and web, right? So we have to add JPA dependency also. That's we have missed it. I'm adding it now. We have to add Spring Data JPA. This is an important one we actually missed when creating the project. So I'm adding it now. Yes, we have added Spring Data JPA dependency also. So now entity we have to mention and we have to mention table. So what is the table name you are going to create? No, given for that name equal to will give is a employee table, right? So whatever the attribute, whatever the fields we are given here in employee class, it will be created as a column in the database, right? So one thing what we have to provide is we have to provide what is the primary key that we have to mention as ID, right? So employee ID is going to be the primary key. So so that's it. Now our entity is ready. So based on this entity, our table will be created. Now we will perform some operations like we have to save the record, we have to retrieve the record. So those things we will. So now entity is ready. Now let's go to repository. So when you say repository, as you know, we see it in the documentation, we have to write only the interface. We won't write any implementation. So I'm going to create an interface. So here, yep, repo, emp repo. That's the repository going to create it, right? So we have to extend this with JPA repository, right? Now we have to mention for these repositories for what, for which table, right? So that we have to provide. So this is for employee table, and we have to mention what is the ID type, right? So what we provided employee ID is the ID, right? The type is int, so we have to provide integer here. So now that's it. Now our repository is ready. Yeah, it's really it is ready. We won't do anything on that. It's already ready. Now we'll go to service. One thing we are missing here. You have to mention is repository, right? Let's go to service layer. Create a class emp service, right? So what we are going to do is we are going to save some record and we're going to retrieve something, right? So click employee, save emp data. Okay. One thing what you have to do is we have to auto wire the basically you have to inject the repository object here, right? Auto wire. Now we have a repository object here. Now emp repo dot save of mp. That's it. Okay, right. So when we are invoking this same save emp data inside that we are calling emp repo dot save. So this save method implementation will be given by Spring. So basically, no, we are not giving any implementation for save. It is given by the Spring Boot for us, right? So we are passing the employee object here. Employee object will be saved in the database. So that's it. Simple, right? So when you call in the save method, it will return what is stored in the database. The same object will be returned. So that's why we are returning the same employee object over here, right? Now we will write one get method like employee get by ID means. So we have set a primary key, right? So employee ID is a primary key. So based on the employee ID, we will retrieve it, right? So here, emp id, and emp- here we have a method, few methods we have, find by id, right? That's it. When you use this method, we have to pass the parameter employee id, employee, the particular object will be returned. So use get. So that's it. Now we have a two get methods. We write one more also, public. Now it's going to be list of, because we want all the employees. So list of employee, get all employee, right? Parameter for this. So return report dot. That's it. So now we have a three methods. One is to save, and one more is to find by employee ID, and last one is find all the employees. Now let's go to the controller. Controller. We have mistakes in the service. Auto wide with service. In controller. So first we'll do service auto wire. Now we have injected the employee service object here. Now employee save emp data, right? Simple guys. We have saved it here. Okay, right. Employee so now we have saved, basically we're saving the record here. Save. We need two more endpoint. Get by id, get map, it we have to get by id. Last one going to be of employees. Employee dot it mapping right? So now our project is ready. All the coding part we are done. Now we have to do one configuration, few configurations. So these are the configurations you have to do. Like server port is anyways optional. We are mentioning set triple five, and application name we are given as JPA demo. And these two are important for to enable the host database. Database URL JPA demo we gave, and we are enabling the console. So that's it. Now our things are ready. Now we'll start the application. Yes, application started. We'll open database console first. Running with yeah. So this is our database. Let's connect. See, automatically this employee table is created. We can see the columns, whatever we are given over there in the entity class, it is got created. To open the index also, the primary key we set as ID, employee ID, so that's a unique, right? I will select the record, is blank. There is no record. Now, okay, now we'll open the postman. Now we'll create the data, right? So employee ID we are giving us 100, employee name Java, and age 30. That's yeah. So we got the same response, right? So when you're going to save the record, the whatever data getting saved in the database, same thing will be returned by the save method. That's the thing. We are getting the same thing, same record as output. I'll go to database and yeah. So we got the record. Employee ID 100, 30 age, and Java. Now do 101, put 50, wait. I'll go there, select, got one more. I'll create one more record, 3, Java expert, 51, and we will select there. We got all the three records. Now, see this everything is inserted based on the employer as a primary key, right? So what will happen if we give the same primary key, right? Now we already inserted 103, the employee name is Java expert and age is 51. I'm giving the same data, but I'm only changing the 51 to 61 age. What will happen is it is also got saved, but in backend, if you go and check that, the existing record will be updated. So basically same method will check if the data is already there based on the primary key, it will update. If it is not there, then it will insert. So that's what the save method is doing over there. Right. Now we'll use other endpoints to get the records. We have three more, right? Okay, now we will test other two get methods. One is get. So it will basically get based on the employee ID. So get slash 100. So we are getting the particular one employee details. By using 101. Yes, the same thing. One or two of you, the remaining, the next employee will come. Next one is get all EMP. Yeah, we are getting all the employee IDs. What right? So now you may think so. This is works for all the employees, all the data we can get based on the employee ID. Basically, primary key we can able to get. What will happen if you want to know search based on any other specific field? So that's where the custom finder methods will comes into the place. We'll see how we can write custom method. That's very simple again. Go to, for example, we want to know to try based on the employee name. Let's consider this case. Let's go to employee repo first. Here we have to write that one. We may get list of employee because the same name will be there multiple times. So we get list of employees, of employee, get by emp name. That's the name we have. So what's the input we are going to get? Input will be string emp name. That's it. We no need to write any implementation over here. right? Spring Boot will take care of it. This get name, the implementation will be given by Spring Boot. Now, let's go to service. Write one more method. Employee dot get by name, right? This is done. Let's go to controller. Write one more endpoint. Copying get by name. Control here. Get by name of endpoint. Get by name. That's it. Let's restart the application. First, we will check the console because if since you have restarted, it's a temporary memory, right? It's an in-memory database, so all the data will be lost. You're restarting it. You see, it will be empty. So first we will create few data. Not three were created. Not one. Right. So we have created all three records in database. Yeah, we have all three. So employee name we have is Java export and Java export. Now we will. What is the endpoint we provide? Get by emp name slash Java. Get by yeah, we are missing one thing here. To provide path variable here. That's the thing you're getting. So whenever you're getting the error, don't panic. It's always good to see the error so that you can think and you will find something to resolve it. That's the reason. That's why you will know improve your knowledge on the one particular. Yeah. So again, to refresh this, have any record. First, we'll create few records. Again, one not one created, not two, but not three, but eight. See here, not checking the database. We'll check get all. Yeah, get all AMP. So we're getting all three. Now we'll check get by em name slash Java. Yeah, if you give Java, the employee name Java result is coming back. Java expert. Yes, getting the correct records. But yeah. So That's it, guys. I hope you understand how this very basic thing of how Spring Data JPA works. So we wrote nothing to connect to basically to database, or we didn't write any single query to save the record or retrieve the record, but we have performed basic code operations, right? So we have saved the record and retrieved based on the primary key. We retrieved based on the employee name, any custom field, and we have retrieved all the records. So basic operations we have performed with Spring Data JPM. I hope you like this video. Thank you, guys. I'll